Nah, we just was sitting here and we got to start discussing a little debate on a topic about morals. Does it strictly mean like a person's right or wrong? Do we think that our morals could change throughout current events or situations and circumstances in life?
You say morals?
Yeah, morals. Sorry, pardon me. I know I should say morals. Pardon me, morals.
And I like it, morals.
But that's a whole nother subject.
Yeah, my fault.
Nah, I'm saying like it is. Like I had to do my own research and realize that. So it is like communication and comprehension is very important.
Yeah.
But it's like I don't know. We was talking about the topic of it's a question and a topic floating around. It got two parts to it. The first part is just that the topic and the question that we were discussing was like when we heard about like let's just say hypothetically speaking. And most of this stuff is hypothetically. Some of this stuff is real shit that actually occur in life, or it might not. It might sound like I'm like some of my stuff that I'm saying. I'm just giving hypothetical situations, but even as a listener and shit, and as a viewer, you're gonna probably be like, "Yo, I had this situation happen, or I heard of this situation, or stuff like that." So it's not far fetched. It's not far off. But the first thing was, if what do you think of a person, or what do you think of this person? Let's just say person J. Person J walks in a house of a family home and walks right straight up to someone's grandma and shoots that grandma right in the head and then a few other times. Do you feel as though that person is wrong? Like, where do your morals lie? Do you feel like that person is like a horrible person? What are your thoughts when it comes to that? When I just say just that?
Well, I see it like, all right, it depends on how people portray it at the end of the day. Social media, they like to put one side of the story, you know what I mean? And, but honestly, I would think he's a bad person at first. I'm being honest, like, why the hell are you killing this person's grandma? Like, or just any grandma in general, like, it's a grandma, you know what I mean? Like, why you gotta do that shit? Like, she's defenseless, shit like that. But, that's just me. That's just how I think sometimes. It depends on the circumstance. I don't know what's going on, why you shot her, but in my point of view, I'm gonna be like, damn, you're a dickhead.
I like that. And by the way, this is Alex. You can find him on Skinny Linguini. Anywhere on TikTok, Instagram, all that good shit. Yeah, so like the second part to that, like I like how like one of his things was like why. His big deep question is why, and that's a lot of people's question is why. So where the real trick part come in is right here when I say like I tell you the second part to it and I tell you the why. Now it's going to be interesting to see if anybody's perspective or morals change once the why is answered. So the why is because this same person Jay, that same grandmother put a hit out on Jay, and instead of them getting to Jay or anything like that, they got to Jay's grandmother, and they went in the house and shot Jay's grandmother plus 3 children. So it's like, where does Jay stand? Is Jay still a horrible person? Is Jay a monster?
Like, that right there is like real. Like, that's crazy to even think about. Like, what? Like, if someone put a hit on me, first of all, and you went and killed my grandma, I ain't gonna lie, I might want to go and kill you. I'm gonna be honest. And then you killed like my siblings, like shit like that. Like, say like it was like my niece's nephew, shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Anything, like, come on now, like the only problem that I have in life is like people go after, to really hurt somebody, they go after people you love. And instead of going for you, they don't want you to die. Like, look at movies, for instance. They go after the people you love instead of you because they know it's going to hurt you. They know it's going to get to you, this and that. And it's like, it's kind of shiesty at the end of the day, but that's how humans live. You know, you go after the people you got, like, you love and shit like that. And it's like, at that point, like, I don't blame Jay for killing the grandma.
Wait, I like how you said that. I like how you said that's how humans live, you know? Like, you didn't just say, like, you said that's how humans live. Why you say that? Why you choose to phrase it and say it like that? Like, that's how humans live.
I mean, humans are, how you say, us? Alright, humans pretty much, they only think of themselves for the most part. I mean, think about it. I mean, yeah, you care about other people and everything like that, but you mostly only care about yourself. At the end of the day, you care about your well-being. Look about how people feel. At the end of the day, it's like how people feel. You know, like, you could tell somebody this and this and that, but, like, at the end of the day, what's in their head is in their head until you make them realize something different. But that's just how we go about things. I can't even explain it because we all have our different mindsets and shit like that, but at the end of the day, it's our nature. If we couldn't communicate with each other, humans, we are so advanced that we can communicate with each other. I don't think other animals can communicate with each other for the most part. They can communicate with their body language and everything, but we can communicate with certain shit. Like talking, we can actually...
I think it's the fact that we can communicate verbally with words, like, you know, and use words to communicate and get our feelings and our thoughts off. Like, whereas though animals is more, you have to pay attention to their actions and their body, like you said, their body language. And some animals do got certain certain noises or callings I believe that they make. Like, you know, I definitely would have to do more research and look more up. I'm not like an animal expert or anything like that. But I do see the same characteristics. Like, I am a dog owner, and like I have to pay. I say it a lot. Like, it's almost like having a child. Like, only in a sense, like, that's no disrespect to like comparing people's children to dogs or animals or anything like that. It's just saying in the sense of like the way it all unfolds, like the way that I will want to figure out, does my dog need to go outside to use the bathroom? Does my dog need to eat? Like, it's certain things that it's like when the dog is whining or crying for certain things, it's like, I have to first look, is it food in her bowl? Does she have water? Did she go outside today? Did she play? Like, I have to start questioning all these things just to figure out what's wrong. But we're gonna stick a fork in that part and get back to this whole Jay situation. No, it's off, but it's kind of still on, you know, in a sense. Like, it was good. It's still, that's definitely a fork. We're gonna have to make that a whole nother episode. I like that. But like, so you said, like, now once you got that full information on the background of things, what did you say about Jay?
I can't really blame Jay. At the end of the day, I mean, there's certain ways to go about life, you know, shit like that, but is he in the wrong still? Yeah. But do I blame him less? Yeah. I don't blame him as much as I would have. Like, now, like, okay, there's a reason behind it. Bam. Like, look at all the shit that's happening in life now. Look at all these shootings going on. Look at, like, the elementary school students, all that shit. Like, you don't know what the hell is going on. Everyone's like, oh, this guy's mental, this and that. Why don't people help each other out? Like, shit like that. Why didn't you get him to help anybody that goes through shit like that? But at the end of the day, like I said, we're humans. We all go through shit on our own for the most part. We don't have that other background where someone's going to help us at the end of the day. And what you perceive it is how you're going to do it. So that's just how I think about life. So, Jay's in the wrong, but at the same time, is he really in his mind?
That's a good question. We're going to leave it right there because that's what I want everybody to ponder. I want everybody giving, send me voice notes or whatever of your thoughts, your opinions, your views on the subject in this conversation, and let's go from there. I want to build something up from this because a lot of it, like, the whole point of it is like just to point out to people that a lot of times before we place judgment on someone, we gotta know and understand, like, know, and I say understand loosely because just because we know something, like, how can I say it? Because it's like, in order for you to understand something, you have to know something. But just because you know something, you don't understand something. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's like,
it's kind of how you like in a relationship. Like you could listen to them, this and that, but if you don't understand what they're actually saying, you're not gonna fix nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you're having a problem in your relationship, you listening, that's cool. But if you're not understanding how anything is happening, going about, you're not doing nothing with that. What you gonna do? Try to fix something that you don't understand?
Exactly. And that's the whole point. So it's like you can't just place judgment on someone or give your opinion on someone just because of little bit of pieces of the information that you have. So it's like we gotta kind of dig deeper and ask more questions like, well, why? You know, to gain that understanding, so that and literally seek and ask, and like, how can I say, like, really seek and look for what it is that you're trying to understand, and just gain some comprehension of it. But yeah, that was a good little discussion. I like that. That was a good discussion. There's gonna be more of this. Everybody tune in more. It's gonna get better. But appreciate you. Thank you for tuning into Facts of Life, the podcast.